It was supposed to be just another peaceful morning in the savannah. The sun was rising slowly, painting the grasslands in shades of gold. A small baby elephant named Daisy was happily walking beside her herd, staying close to her mother's giant legs. Everything felt safe. Everything felt normal. But nature has a quiet way of changing everything in a single moment. While chasing butterflies near the edge of the path, Daisy didn't notice the hidden danger beneath the dry grass. A forgotten, deep hunting pit, covered lightly with branches and soil, waiting silently. One step, a sudden crack, and Daisy vanished. Her tiny body fell into darkness. At first, there was silence. Then came the desperate trumpet of fear. Her voice echoed out of the pit, shaking the still air above. The herd froze. Her mother rushed forward, looking down into the hole. But it was too deep, too steep. Daisy was trapped. Inside the pit, Daisy was confused, shaking, her small trunk reaching upward, searching for something that wasn't there. The walls were too high. Every attempt to climb only made her slide back down into the dust. Above, the herd gathered. They tried everything. They pushed soil. They cried out. They circled the pit in panic. But nothing worked. Minutes passed, then hours. Daisy's energy started fading. Her cries became weaker, and for the first time in her short life, she felt alone. But what she didn't know was this moment, this dark, silent pit, was about to test something far bigger than her size. It was going to test her will to live. As the sun climbed higher, the heat inside the pit became unbearable. Daisy's small body was covered in dust. Her breathing was heavy. Every movement felt harder than the last. The world above her felt so close, yet impossible to reach. Her mother stayed at the edge, refusing to leave. She kept calling, her voice filled with pain and helpless love. The herd tried again and again to help, but the pit was too deep, too dangerous to enter without tools. Time was slipping away. Then something changed. Daisy stopped crying. Not because she gave up, but because something inside her shifted. She looked at the walls of the pit. She noticed something small, roots sticking out of the soil, tiny, uneven edges, weak spots. And then she tried again. She pushed her front legs into the wall, slipped, fell, hit the ground hard. Pain shot through her body. But she stood again, and again. Each attempt made her stronger, even if she failed. Slowly, something incredible started happening. The soil began to loosen. Her repeated struggle was changing the structure of the pit. Above, the herd grew restless. They sensed something different. Daisy wasn't just panicking anymore, she was fighting. And then came the turning point. A low rumble echoed through the ground. Human rescuers had arrived. They saw the situation immediately, but instead of rushing in, they made a surprising decision. They began digging a slope beside the pit, slowly creating a path instead of pulling her out directly. But Daisy didn't wait. With one final burst of strength, fueled by exhaustion, fear, and instinct, she pushed and climbed, step by step, until her small trunk finally broke through the surface. Light hit her eyes again, and the savannah erupted in sound, relief, joy, and life returning. But this wasn't just a rescue. It was a lesson in becoming stronger in the darkest place. Daisy's story isn't really about an elephant. It's about you. Because let's be real, we all fall into pits. Not physical ones, but emotional pits, mental pits, life pits. failing exams and feeling like you're not good enough, getting rejected and questioning your worth, losing a job or direction and feeling stuck while everyone else moves ahead. And in those moments, your mind reacts exactly like Daisy's first reaction: panic, confusion, helplessness. You try to climb out quickly. You try the same method again and again. And when it doesn't work, you start believing, maybe I can't do this. But here's what most people miss. The pit is not just a problem. It's also a training ground. Every failed attempt teaches something. Every setback shows what doesn't work. Every struggle builds strength you didn't have before. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start changing. Not because life suddenly helps you, but because you adapt. And in real life, just like Daisy, help often comes in unexpected ways. A new opportunity, a new mindset, a new direction you didn't see before. But the real breakthrough always happens here, inside the struggle. So if you're in a phase where everything feels stuck, don't rush to escape it. Don't assume you're failing, because sometimes the pit is where your strongest version is being built. And one day, when you finally climb out, you'll realize it wasn't the fall that defined you. It was what you became while trying to rise. Just like Daisy, we all fall into difficult moments in life. But what matters is whether we rise again. If this story touched you, hit like and subscribe for more motivational stories.